Hi, Steve Gamache with a Chef Knives to Go a quick look product video on the Murata Buho Santoku 165mm knife. This line of knives has a core steel of Aogami or blue paper #1 carbon, so it's reactive. The heat treat rating is about 61 and 63 Rockwell. The construction is a soft iron cladding over the top of that core. You can see the core steel right here on the edge. And this cladding has both a Kurouchi black finish and a light lacquer finish over the entire blade, so you've got a couple layers of protection there from reactivity. The weight on this is pretty light. It's 110 grams, about 3.9 ounces. I had to write over a typo there, so it's a light knife. The blade length is 166 millimeter, about 6.5 inches, and the overall length is about a foot, 12 inches. The spine at the base is a hand-finished, hand-hammered knife, is typically a little thick, so it's 3.7 millimeters, but then that tapers down pretty quick right off the bat and then holds that. And actually has a little bit of a distal taper as you get down towards the edge and, of course, where the grind goes. The blade height at the base is 45.75, so generous height for a Santoku. And the handle type is a basic octagonal stained lacquered wood. I don't know exactly what kind of wood it is. The lacquered finish is pretty nice on this and will keep it dry and sealed, but it is going to be a little slippery if you're in maybe a professional environment. You may want to sand that off for a little bit better grip when wet. The handle's 2 7/8 inches, so slightly under a standard 3-inch, but it fits this blade extremely well. The fit and finish on this actually is pretty cool. It's pretty good. You've got pretty nice rounded choil neck and spine, so that's comfortable right out of the box. The spine is fairly thick, but then it kind of tapers down right off the bat under that. You can kind of feel it with your fingers and see it a little bit. It's pretty rustic as far as the hammering goes. It's not going to be as kind of a straight, fine hammered, no waves kind of blade as, let's say, a Murata might be. But it's nicely done. The edge is actually quite sharp out of the box. It's got a decent out-of-the-box edge. And the profile on this is really nice. They have a pretty long flat spot compared to some Santokus for chopping and then into a gentle sweep. So it's a fairly flat Santoku profile. And I've got the Murata Supreme Santoku, which is very similar to this in size and weight. And this performs almost as well as that. It's pretty darn close, to be honest with you. So for quite a bit less money, this is an interesting way to get into a Santoku that's carbon. Of course, the Murata is more expensive because it's a little bit finer blade work, and it's also Aogami super carbon steel, which is more expensive to produce basically and more work. So it's a little bit more expensive knife. But this is really a nice performing knife in the kitchen. Balance point is just almost right on the money for a pinch grip. And just a real nice blade. The edge profile, I shouldn't say edge profile, the grind is right there. So it's fairly thin blade at the edge and performs quite nicely. So it's be a nice way to get into a carbon steel Santoku with good performance. So this is the Murata Buho Santoku 165mm.